This is the most outrageous story I read this morning. And nobody's covered this except for Blacklock's reporter, the National Post, and the Toronto Sun. The story was broken by Blacklock's reporter. I want to make that quite clear. I've just written a story for the Post Millennial, but it's not up the last time I looked, so I'm putting the National Post version up. It's quite fascinating. This is Canada's ambassador for climate change, Catherine Stewart. Now you say, who the hell is? I didn't know we had one. I didn't either. It's a position underneath the Department of the Environment and Climate Change. This goes Steve Guilbeault's department. And if Steve Guilbeault is the king of environmental extremism, this might be the queen of environmental extremism and spending taxpayer dollars like they were water. Incredible story here. What has she done? Well, in the last 2 years alone, she's traveled around the world and she's managed to spend $254,000 of your tax dollars, including spending time at hotels that were $623 a night. I mean, no, everything is first class for this woman. Everything is first class because she's got to go around the world as Canada's climate change ambassador. And that makes her like a goddess. That makes her very special. And everything that comes out of her mouth is a divine utterance of Trudeau's divine climate change policy. So she's been having a great time, living up the high life, flying around the world. She spent some time in Paris. And she billed taxpayers $428 a night for a hotel with a beautiful, exquisite view of the Eiffel Tower. And why did she go to Paris? The purpose of the trip was to inform the French people and government all about Trudeau's carbon tax. Well, Pierre Poilievre does that quite well every time he has a town hall meeting or every time he has an Axe the Tax meeting. So maybe they should have sent Pierre Poilievre over with one of his meetings. But she could also have just dropped a backgrounder, which you can obtain from the Department of the Environment, in the mail and sent it to the Parisians. She could have sent a number of copies for the price she paid for the trip. Believe it or not, the hotel she was staying at. Now, if this isn't inflation, I don't know what is. The Paris hotel charged $22 for croissant and café. That's like that, $20 glass of orange juice that was so infamous from another cabinet minister in the past. Oh, and she's flown all around the world. She went to Brazil in 2023, and she went through $17,452.51 in her Brazil trip. First class airfare costing alone just under $16,000. Yeah. And you can find this on the government travel expenses website, by the way. So at least it's still up there. And what did you go to Brazil for? Well, to engage in outreach with the new Lula administration in Brazil, given their focus on environment and climate change issues. Oh, so she had to be there in person, of course. She couldn't do this over the phone, couldn't do this in a Zoom meeting. She had to go there in person and live the high life, of course. She's also, this one kills me. She managed to spend almost $11,000 to go to a climate change conference in Toronto from Ottawa. And no, she can't take the train. She had to fly there and back, even though that's got like a larger carbon footprint, right? Flying creates that larger carbon footprint, but that doesn't bother people like Catherine Stewart or Stephen Guilbeault or Justin Trudeau. They fly around the world on their private jets or first class on commercial jets because they're special and the rules don't apply to them. You're not supposed to drive your car. You're not supposed to heat your home. You're not supposed to keep the air conditioning on because, well, that's exacerbating climate change. But they're allowed to do whatever the hell they want to and to bill you for it in as they do it, as they do it. Where has Stewart gone in the last 2 years? Wow. Netherlands, Indonesia, Denmark, Switzerland, Egypt, Finland, Italy, Brazil, Austria, the United Arab Emirates, and of course the United States. I love it. She flew to London in 2023 as an in-person outreach was required to have candid conversations in order to showcase Canada's leadership. Isn't this all BS? Oh, and while she was in London the last time, $400, $412 a night at the Trafalgar Square at the Club Quarters Hotel. Oh, and that was all about, of course, carbon pricing outreach. Do you believe it? What kind of suckers are we in Canada that we put up with this kind of BS, this kind of crap from our government bureaucrats? This woman's not even elected. She's like an assistant deputy minister, but she's spending your money like it was water, and there's no end to it. She'll keep on spending after this article appears in the National Post, in Blacklock's Reporter, in the Toronto Sun, in the Post Millennial, and on my show. She will continue to spend money like this because nobody is going to stop her, because this is a delusional government in Ottawa. This is a delusional Trudeau government that really believes climate change is the existential threat, that really believes these people are worth it, that they have to personally go there and intervene, that they need the talent of these people to somehow stop, arrest climate change before it's too late. This is madness at a degree that we haven't seen since the latter days of the Roman Empire, when it collapsed under the weight of its own hubris, under the weight of its crazy expenditures, under the weight of its commitment to an empire that was unraveling at the seams and being overrun ultimately by barbarians. This neatly describes the state of the Trudeau government today and why we need to put a stop to it. Thank you for watching this episode of Stand on Guard and being a part of the KRAYDEN'S Right channel. If you've watched this episode to this point, you've watched it all. And that's really important for a small station like this. We always say subscribe, hit the bell, be a part of the KRAYDEN resistance. Resolve to resist. That's what we're doing. And if you become a subscriber, if you're a supporter of this station or a member through Substack, through YouTube, and now you can be a local as well, that's so important to us because I couldn't do this without you. I made a decision to become an independent journalist about a year ago because I wanted to bring all of my experience in the military, in journalism, to you. I don't promise anything I can't deliver. I don't offer clickbait. I offer truth. The truth is out there, and it's my job to bring that truth to light and to you. Thanks for being a part of the KRAYDEN'S Right resistance, and we'll see you again soon. So we are in a very precarious position in this country. We need a political change, but we also need to resolve to resist.